Hello and welcome to program 25 with plots. And a client asked me to make some changes to this program. If you recall, program 25 shows candlestick patterns on a chart. It also works with radar screen, as you'll see in the previous videos. But what this client wanted to do is make it so there was an option, instead of seeing the text on the chart, that we would see show me dots. Well, we can do that very easily now. We just go format, go to the new program, we double click, and then we've got a user input called plot or not. If we change that to true, then you'll see that instead of seeing the text drawn on the chart, you will see the various dots. If you want to change the size of those dots or the color, then you can do that as you would normally. You'll also notice that when there are more than one pattern on a particular bar, you'll see that the dots are separated by a user-defined amount. So let's go to analysis techniques and double click on this, and then if we wanted to change the color or the size for a particular pattern, so let's just find maybe the hammer. I'm going to make that very large, and let's just check the color of the hammer. Let's make it perhaps a sort of lighter green and say OK. And now if we were to go back to the chart, you'd see this particular pattern has had its size and color changed. Now, the client also asked for a couple of other changes. The original program included a stochastic filter, but the amounts that the stochastic filter was using to filter with were fixed in the program, so were hard coded. So what I've now done is created some user inputs. So if we just go through, I'll show you those. Go back to the inputs. So first of all, stock filter. Again, if you want that to be applied, you would set this user input to true. But now what we do is we can compare the O slow K. So if O slow K is greater or equal to this input called stock high, then we will show the potentially bearish candlestick patterns. And if O slow K is greater, or rather is less than or equal to the user input stock low, then we will show the bullish candlestick patterns. The client also asked me to create another filter for %R, which I've also done here, and that works very similarly, only the inputs are %high and %low. And you have the option of having both these filters switched off. In other words, the user inputs are set to false and false, or you could have one of them set to true, the other one set to false, or you could have them both true. And if they were both true, then not only would there need to be a candlestick pattern, but it would also need to follow the logic for the filter. So for example, if it was a bullish candlestick pattern and stock filter was set to true and %R filter for set to true, then for the bullish candlestick pattern to show, the stock low, or rather the O slow K, would have to be less than or equal to stock low, and the %R would need to be less than or equal to %low. So I hope you might find this program useful. What I've done in addition is created two bonus videos. The first bonus video explains how I went about changing the hard-coded stock high and stock low with these user inputs. And the second bonus video explains how I added this additional %R filter. So hopefully they might be useful for you as you do your own programming and modify other programs. Anyway, thank you for your attention.